It's been 5 months since I last saw them. June 2025 feels like a lifetime ago. Sometimes I try to recall the exact texture of those days, the small moments that didn't feel precious at the time, but now weigh heavy with meaning. The sound of my child's laughter echoing through the house, the way tiny feet would stumble toward the door when I came home, eyes lighting up as if I were the whole world returning. That simple joy had the power to erase the exhaustion from my day. It's strange how something so fleeting can stay etched so deeply inside. I missed my child's second birthday. Writing that out still stings. It's the kind of ache that doesn't fade no matter how many times I tell myself it's for a reason, that every sacrifice will lead to something better. But no logic can really soothe the hollow feeling of being absent for moments you can never recreate. I saw pictures, smiles frozen in pixels, and though I was proud, the pride came tangled with guilt. I should have been there. I should have held them, blown out candles together, felt the warmth of that day with my own hands instead of through a screen. Sometimes at night, when the world outside my window falls quiet, I replay the simplest scenes, the way my child used to measure time when I was about to leave for work. Their little voice counting minutes, the soft whine that came right before goodbye. It was their own version of love, innocent and pure, an unspoken plea for more time. I used to think I understood what patience and longing were. I didn't. Not until now, when distance has turned those memories into both comfort and torment. And then there's my wife. I think of her often, how she carries the weight of two hearts while I'm away. I can still see her face in those early mornings before I left, half lit by dawn, still trying to smile even when her eyes gave away her fatigue. She never complains. She just tells me to focus, to take care, to make it worth it. I miss the quiet rhythm of our evenings, sharing a simple meal, trading stories about our day, or sitting in silence that somehow felt like home. Now our conversations live inside phone calls, video screens, and messages sent between tasks and exhaustion. It's love stretched across signals and time zones, and though I'm grateful for it, there's something hollow about the digital version of presence. I remember how, on weekends, I used to take over the house chores just so she could rest. It wasn't anything grand, just laundry, dishes, sweeping, or holding our child while she took a breath. But those were the moments that made me feel grounded, that reminded me love isn't in grand gestures, but in the quiet labor of everyday care. Now miles away, I feel powerless. She carries the whole world while I chase a dream that still feels far from reach. I keep telling myself it's for them, for a better life, for stability, for the future. But sometimes that line between for them and away from them blurs, and I don't know which side of it I stand on anymore. There are nights when I scroll through our old photos just to feel close again. Our child's small hands clutching mine, my wife's tired smile that still managed to shine, the house messy and alive, the noise of toys, the smell of dinner, the warmth of being together. I used to crave peace and quiet after long work days. Now I'd give anything for that chaos again. It's easy to say that time will heal, that one day this distance will make sense. But healing isn't always about waiting. It's about enduring. It's about trusting that this ache has purpose, even when you can't see it yet. Sometimes I whisper small apologies into the air. Maafin papaya nak, maafin papaya ma. I know they can't hear it, but I say it anyway. Maybe it's not for them to hear. Maybe it's for me, to remind myself that love doesn't vanish in distance. It just changes shape. I'm learning that being away doesn't make me less of a father or a husband. It makes me a man still trying, still hoping that all this effort will bloom into something beautiful, that someday, soon, the sacrifices will circle back into the very joy that fueled them. I hold on to that belief when work gets heavy, when loneliness creeps in, when I see other fathers lifting their kids high in the air and laughing freely. I tell myself my turn will come again. Sometimes on my way back from work, I imagine walking through that familiar door again. I can almost hear my child's voice shouting my name, tiny arms reaching out, my wife standing nearby, her face softening the moment our eyes meet. The house smells like home, and the noise feels like love. I don't know when that day will come, but I know I'll hold it tighter than ever before. Until then, I keep moving forward. I wake up, I work, I remind myself that love doesn't fade in absence. It grows quietly in the waiting. Every message, every call, every moment of longing is another thread tying us together. It's not the same as being there, but it's still love, just stretched thin, but unbroken. Maybe that's what this season is teaching me, that love is not measured by how close we are, but by how deeply we keep each other in our hearts when we're far apart. One day I'll look back and see that these months were not wasted. They were part of the story, part of the climb towards something gentler, something lasting. For now, I'll hold on to the hope that this distance, this silence, this ache will one day lead me home again.